Well, here we are. We've just spent the night at Lower Desolation. We've made our way up onto the lower flank of Puppet Pass. And this is the glorious glacial divide that we're looking at now. Over there is Lake Massa. And now we're coming to the glorious Mr. Humphreys, no less, basking in the sun. Extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary. Well, we've made it up to the top of Puppet Pass, and well, we haven't made it to the top. So, Jerry, please. You've got to have a bit of artistic license. And we're now scanning the glacial range and looking over some of the territory that we've crossed. Now we're now looking directly at the pass we crossed yesterday, which Jerry loved, because we're looking at it right here. Okay, this man is a legend.
An officer in a job.
And we're done. There's Puppet Lake. Fun is ahead, heading down that way. This is the end of day 8, and we're now looking over toward Mount Humphrey. We've just walked up from Valentine Lake up onto Granite Park on our way to Italy Pass. And once again, without putting too fine a point on it, the surroundings are out of this world. So here's just a quick scanning around. Just taken. The funny thing is, we've arrived here, taken a fairly high position, hoping to have an early start and catch the pass before it gets too, and to find there are 11 people here from a group. Jessica asked, are you an organised group? And the chap said no, a disorganised group. And yeah, it is just exquisite here. So the pass, I think the pass is just there. We'll be making our way over. Well, that's down there. That's where we spent the night. It's 7:30 or thereabouts in the morning, and this is the lake we didn't make it to. We've ambled our way up to the top of Italy Pass. There's Humphrey, looking magnificent. It does seem to have its beauty. Anyway, so we're off, having fun. Day 9. Over. Alright, well, we're at Toe Lake. What that means is that we've just circumnavigated what seemed like the world, but was actually Lake Italy. And here we are, having a break below Dear Gab. And next to Gab, there's Dade. Not Dave, that's Dade, D-A-D-E. And we're going to be wandering up. You see that little platform that heads up between those two there? I'm just drawing a line. That's where we're going to be wandering very shortly. But for now, we're at the toe and it's morning tea. Well, we're sort of more than halfway up the col. What's the name of the col, Jerry?
Cox Col.
Cox Col. And her ladyship has gone to organise some things. So we're just sitting here, and if you're looking, you can see where we've walked down and then around that lake. And then from where we were an hour and 20 minutes ago, we're up here. Alright, well, it's blowing like hell. We're at the top of Cox's Col. Okay, so here we are at the long lake. We had a pretty torrid night last night. We came down from way up there, and Jerry fell over a number of times and cut himself and hit his head, and at one point we were about probably 7/8 of the way down what was a very, very difficult talus descent. He came, what seemed to me, extremely close to having a severe injury at that point, serious injury. So just to get an idea where we came last night, we came down from that ridge up there, next to, what's it called? Bear Tree Spires or something? That's the massive one there, and we came down from that area there and wound our way down. That was Alrighty, so we've just come over the Mono Pass. Pioneer Basin. Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a late scratching. The horse, which I thought was red and white, was in fact something, perhaps laurel.
Perhaps, yeah.
And over here is our red and white, which will be coming a lot closer to very shortly. And there's our gorgeous slate there. And there's looking back to laurel. Well, it's day 11, and we're wandering along a track which is nice, just below Hopkins Pass. Well, we've just made it to the top of Hopkins Pass. There's the upper and lower Hopkins Lakes there, and that's where we've come from. And yesterday, of course, we looked across at Red and White Mountain. Now we are right at Red and White, and it's a stunning piece of geology. I'd love to get a description of what's going on here because it's absolutely remarkable. You can see the colours as we're going down. Amazing. So there we go. Just heading across a ridge. Amazing vista that awaits. We'll be heading down that way. Alright, and there's, over there, we might just go and have a look at what our friends are up to. There's Jess and Jerry having a break before we head down. Okie dokie, so here we are, we're sort of pretty close to the top of the McGee Pass. There's the upper McGee Lake, or Little McGee I think it's called. We went down above the lower McGee. Well, we've come a bit further up. Yes, Jerry. You can see those. There's the lower lake you see is the Little McGee, and there's the two higher ones we've long since passed. You get a lovely view of the pass that we crossed this morning, and then in the distance you can see it looks like Abbott and a couple of other distinguished characters on the Sierra scene, and that's lovely. We're just about to cross the pass. Alright, so here we are, McGee Pass. see down there, a track, and way below there was when I recorded last. But over this side,